bit of sprinkles I keep feeling. I had better get moving. You would think that running every morning would get kind of boring. You'd be like, I don't really feel like going and doing that again this morning. But surprisingly enough, there's lots of things you can think about while you're running. There's actually lots of things to do while you're running. And it's also a good idea to give yourself different challenges. If you give yourself some challenges or goals, like with me, running a half a mile, then sprinting quarter of a mile before I finish out my run for the morning, it's a good way to give me something to plan for. While I'm running, I also like to work on my form. I've got more on that video here. I like to think about all of the different parts of that I need to think about. Where my chin is, where my feet are falling, how my arms are swinging. Do I have my abs sucked in tight? Is my core nice and rigid? And yes, I run on an empty stomach, so this is technically fasted cardio, which means I'm hungry. I like to think about what I'm gonna fix for breakfast when I get back. It keeps me from just grabbing a bowl of cereal, and I grab something more protein-based that's a little bit more planned out and healthy for me. I actually meal plan ahead of time and try to lay out my meals for the next 2 weeks. Every Sunday, so I've actually got 1 week done, and it also helps me to plan my grocery list and make sure I have everything on hand that I need. It's time to sprint. So this is where I was trying to put my phone, but I'm beginning to think that was a really bad idea because that's looking like poison ivy. I saw that. Oh, that's not poison ivy, but I'm thinking that is. And I got it all over my hands. The good news is my sprint is done and I can go home and wash my hands with cold soapy water. Poison ivy is something that is very prevalent in this area. You would think I'd be more careful after 35 years of dealing with it. So back to thinking about what I'm gonna think about while I'm running, not poison ivy. But what I like to think about when I'm sprinting, where my feet are falling, is my arm swing good? Is my chest up? Is my chin slightly forward? So I really like to focus on my form in that way while I'm sprinting. And my breathing. I like to think about all of those things. It makes the sprint go by a whole lot faster. And when I'm done sprinting, I like to think about how I'm gonna close out my video.
Don't worry, it's waterproof.